You need but choose among those unenlightened fools with whom you travel. Hey, Volfred, it's your turn. Congrats. You asked Sandra to administer one of her special trials for Volfred. That fancy-talking sap, you mean? I shall be interested to see if he has learned something since last we sparred like this. Then, let us bring him forth. Soon Volfred appears in heat of the summons. So it is my turn, then. Is it? Then let us see what we can do, my boy. Yeah, he's already done this before. What relic could he be getting at the end of the game? Like this, it's so late for this to be happening. Bertrude got a liberation, not a liberation, right? Bertrude got a trial like right off the bat. The apparition Sandra appears and unfastens her mask. Listen well, Sap. You answer to me here. As you will, O Sandra the Edsing. Proper as ever, then. Though I wonder if you have the wherewithal that you project. Show me, then, what you can do without the benefit of those whom you would lead. And let us see if you and your lovely reader have reached a thorough understanding as of yet. Howdy, everybody. Hi. Where's my aura? I don't understand. I don't understand what makes the aura go away. There we go. That one's gonna be a problem. Oh, yep. You have a very big aura. Anyone told you that? Hi. Hey, your aura's gone. Isn't that a coincidence? Funny that. Just get in it. I'm just like, ah. I'm trying not to get caught, but I can't reach it. First blood. Ugh. Hi. No. My aura shrank, didn't it? I don't think I understand how saps work, which is all the more reason not to use them in a liberation, right? My aura got smaller, I think, during that part. Oh god, your aura's big. Hello, no Dariel. Ooh, that was a close one. Nope, the whole team's back. That means I'm in trouble. Oh my god, his aura's huge. Until it's small again, because sometimes it gets small again. And I'm not always entirely sure why. Nope. Poor slow sap. Hey, you want to score as this defensive character? Excuse me? My little baby aura, it's so baby. Hey, big guy. Nope. Nope. No. Couldn't dash again in time. Just one more. I just need one more. Holy crap, the high-pitched noise that comes out of the sap was not what I would expect from Volfred, by the way. I make the highest sound. I think that was me. Oh, that's the sound of my thing dying when I spawn. Never mind. The little baby version that comes out. There we go. I am grateful for the privilege of your time, good Sandra. Flattery shall never get you anywhere with me, Sap. Nonetheless, your performance was sufficient to pass my test. Thus, congratulations are in order. To you and your lovely reader. Now farewell. Hopefully she has an ending of some kind in this story. It'd be a bummer if the game just left her, because that seems to be her fate, that she's worried about the entire game. Is that that the rites will end and she'll just be left to the dust. I had not seen that Sandra in some time. She has not changed a bit. But it would seem she left something for us, did she? Lose bow. Volfred's blink ability transports him farther than usual. 50%. Yes. That's not bad at all. That's a pretty good thing for you to have. That's the only way he gets around is by teleporting, so having that go faster is great. That's a great change. I'm not really overly fond of how this claw's been working out, so I'm probably gonna go with that. Don't have any dust to smear on it right now, but I might never play as him again. Let's do a practice rite. I'm about to do a liberation rite. So, before I do that, let's do a practice rite with the main crew, just to feel like we're in, like, the mode, essentially. Just to feel prepped, feel hyped. And also get one more round of gameplay out of this game before it ends, just because I like playing it. Even if I never quite still jived with the weird feeling of controlling one character at a time in a three-person party sports game. The way that everyone stands still when you're not controlling them is still, like, so strange to think about. The AI sure figured out some interesting maneuvers to do along the way, but I never quite clicked that way. Give you the Fang. So you get the Fang, you get the healer, and you get the usual shoot through walls thing, which is fantastic. This is gonna be it. This is gonna be the crew. Boom. Man, she jumps fast now. The whole part where she takes forever to jump is just kind of gone now. Oh my god, I've got a bunker. Look at this thing. I've got a little bunker. What the hell? She threw it at me. So I ended up throwing that around instead. Boing. I'm trying to score as all three of them, just for completion's sake, I suppose. That was a bad call. I completely did the wrong input there, and it was a nightmare. Whoops. Nope. Did not have the stamina for jumping. Okay, I guess I'll just score again. Ah! Wow, that intercept. Timely. We just collide him in air twice. Oh, that hit me. Bye-bye. God, you're such a scorer. Hey, so as expected, the character I struggled to score with is Pamitha. Unfortunate use of the word scoring a bit. How did... Okay. The showdowns have interesting outcomes sometimes. Come on. Oh, you're out of stamina for jumping. Woohoo! Oh well. We'll just have to make up for Pamitha. Pamitha's at least a decent combat character, because I can charge at people over and over again, and the charging process is a form of invincibility for a bit, so she can often reduce the enemy's numbers, and then I can pass the ball to somebody that's better at quickly approaching the goal, which is both of the other characters. You've returned from the confrontation with the Beyonders, and not a moment seemed to pass since you were gone. Here we go. The Wormscribe's favor. Later that afternoon, you accompany Bertrude to the narrow passageways of the Temple of Cistern to the monument of Under King Horus. We do not fear ye, the ancient gods, ye who cannot even keep the stars illuminated in the dark. We do not fear what is to come. We do not fear for our companions. We do not fear our adversaries. We do not fear the Commonwealth, or fear for it, and we do not fear for us. You return to the wagon after she has finished paying her respects. The summit awaits, but first, there is time to continue practicing your vocations. +3 glory, that's pretty good. Her way of paying her respects, like, I'm not afraid of you. Come at me, bruh. I have the +2, and the +2, and the +2. So I can now start doing bonuses to glory, or I can give experience to a character that I probably won't be using, I think. Or I can, let's see, or I can't even level them up by giving them experience, or I can get money that I won't use. So yeah, let's do the reading then. Give us that 1 point of bonus glory that probably won't affect the outcome of the fight at all. Your deepened knowledge of the Book of Rites is not nearly enough. Aspects of it still elude you. Through greater understanding comes the reader's influence. Focus on which aspect of the Book of Rites? Its fundamental purpose, glory. What have you come to understand of the book? Can you recite its pages yet by heart? Have you internalized its teachings? In its lack of limits, you experience yours. Inspiration comes at you in a flash, whether from the book or from within, you cannot tell. Righteousness! Now everyone gets +1 glory, making our total numbers a little confusing. +1 glory can help. The main thing that comes to mind for me right now is that what I have equipped on Faye right now is the Cur's Fang. The Cur's Fang does a bonus of 8 damage, but generally people's damage that they deal and the damage done, damage healed, and the overall amounts of health on the pyres are usually multiples of 5 and 10. But an 8 is an odd, awkward number. So if I do a Cur's Fang attack at some point to do +8 damage, then that getting a +1 of glory means it makes it +9. Then getting one more +1 from any other scoring happening along the way makes that a +10, which means it's a more even number. So it avoids a situation where the enemy could specifically have 2 health left. But the idea at that point, that's about it, though. That's the only thing that'll really help with. I don't think you're gonna score 7 times in one round unless they're gonna give you like gargantuan health pools for a big final bout. You'd have to score 7 times to do another 5-ish damage. Although really it just means you can turn you essentially can compensate for every Cur's Fang attack by turning it from a +8 to a +10, because the attack itself becomes a +9 with that bonus, and then anybody else scoring while Faye is banished as a result of scoring will then even it out. So I guess that's the main thing, is that'll keep... Yeah, that's actually really helpful then. Scribe's Gate, let's go. Or... It's a thing I was waiting to hear. Deep in the fading glory of Mount Elodiel, you find a messenger imp looking to bring you the latest news and rumors from the other side. This time around, the imp brings tidings of Sir Gilman and what happened to him since his liberation at the fall of Solium, when at last his self-imposed exile came to an end. You learned that his return to the Commonwealth was met with much rejoicing, and that before long he was promoted to the rank of Veiled Captain on the Blood Border. And yet, with tears welling in his eye, he did refuse the post, stating he no longer had the heart to fight against the Highwing remnants as he once did. He then cast down his helmet, and when next anyone saw him, he was among Volfred's agents, having joined the revolution to reshape the Commonwealth from within. You thank the messenger imp for the report and salute it crisply, as surely Gilman would have. Soon, the news has everyone in the wagon talking. You notice that his name... Oh, it still says Sir Gilman there, but I noticed that here it says Gilman instead of Sir Gilman, which kind of fits the part where he cast down his helmet and rejected the knighthood. One of the Sea Domain's own, laying down his arms by his own choice. I'm honestly surprised, even having known him. The tears he shed ought to have been bottled and thus set aside for use in various salves. Really, Bertrude? Noble Gilman made the gallant choice, it seems. Our plan comes closer to fruition through his good example and support. Plan isn't highlighted, I can't highlight it, dang it. Do you think that one day I can be as brave as him? Because I don't always think I can? Tizo feels inspired by the news of Gilman's selfless actions. The news of Gilman's liberation fills you and your fellow exiles with a newfound resolve. +1 hope. Wish him good fortune. I'll have to check the plan when we get to the next spot. Yeah, as the percentage goes up. Is it over 75% yet, I hope? You are returned once more to Scribe's Gate, where the Great Guardian awaits under a dim sky. The exiles of the Nightwings, and you, Tariq, this is to be one of our final meetings. Greetings, Celeste. The Nightwings are prepared, and afterwards, I would have words with you in private, if you please. It seems to me rather late for words now, Tariq, but I shall hear them once your charges cross the gate. Now, all of you come forth. Please state your names and what it is you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. So this could be one of two things. Either he wants to talk to the Gate Guardian about their background relationship that they've been hinting at the entire game, or he wants to warn her about Oralek and how there might be some sort of subversion of the games coming in, because he's clearly around and not happy. Once more, your companions cross the gate one after another, and once more, you follow them in turn. Celeste regards you all, then waves you through toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. And Tariq? Aye, Celeste. You may rejoin the others in a while. For now, I would hear those words of yours. Certainly, Celeste. Everyone, I shall see you shortly. He could also be trying to talk about both, actually.
Sleep below, to the canyons open wide. Hear a song for the lost and lonesome bride.
Song's only in my left ear now, because they're over on the left. Oh, hey guys, it's gotten really cold again up here, but it's worth it. Let me tell you, just got a lot of customers stopping by. Who you don't have? I may have been exaggerating just a little since I've been wasting a little here, I guess. But are you buying? Are you buying anything? So much stuttering, considering almost certainly. He almost certainly never gets customers here. Like, I don't know why he comes up here just to see us, I suppose. God, these are so expensive just for a boost for a little bit. But I mean, it might be reasonable to do now, this late in, I suppose. Let's see. But I can't sell you. I think it's time to go all in on selling things I'm planning on using anymore. That's Faye, Sir Gilman. Oh, that's done. Hamatha. I haven't been using that one either. Let's see. When flinging the orb, charge up speed increases. I never fling the orb. +2 quickness is just too minor for an entire item. A passive stat bonus is not as good as doing more damage, in my opinion. This is really contextual, catching people in midair. Instantly recovers all stamina is not bad, honestly, but I'm not psyched about it. One of my characters currently has infinite stamina in that situation, and some characters have a passive built into their character. Ashen Coal's a decent item, even though I had never upgraded it. It's still level, what, 5? Yeah. I got jealous of the enemies using Ashen Coal at some points. I'm like, look how much health they start out with. It's great. Good job. So first of all, permanent bonus of +1 presence. Where's the permanent bonus to the other stat? Hope, presence, and quickness. I think they sold quickness before, or was it hope? Huh. Either way, slightly weird to have it kind of missing. I could buy some of these things just to try to help me in certain fights. I'm inclined to go for quickness, honestly. Just because that's the thing that helps me quickly get into the base before anyone can catch me. I'm gonna stock up. There we go. Money exists for a reason, right? Laughing. Buy Ron. Buy. Should I buy one more? Presence or hope? Probably hope, right? Alright. Hey! Got an achievement called Big Spender with the number 1000. I must have spent 1000 here as a result of all the exchanges I just made. Appreciate you doing business, and you guys be sure to tell your friends, okay? I just got 3 more entries in my notebook. Do you get those from buying specific items like I just did, or from just spending a lot of money? Forged findings from Jomura Many-Mane. There was a simple pleasure to be found in foraging about this place. Easy for a cur to say, of course. Though barren looking to the naked eye, the downside has its share of semi-hidden treasures waiting to be found. It was a It was a nose for treasure after all which drew us here. Certain types of artifacts found in this place would fetch a reasonable sum in soul, whether because they shine with inner light or due to other special properties. I have observed that stardust freshly fallen from the heavens sometimes glimmers in the afternoons. I have not found a use for it as yet, although, because it brings me faith, perhaps I have indeed. Slug markets. There are natives in this land with some capacity for thought and oddly keen instincts for the mercantile. Suspicious creatures, but not disagreeable entirely. From time to time we make exchange with them. They lust for coins, for the imperial soul, though why, they do not say. We speculate it is a delicacy. It serves us little purpose here, whilst their slug market's wares are sometimes valuable. The creatures appear drawn to places where the heavens shine the brightest. Perhaps because they know we are as well. What they want exactly is unclear. We taught them in our lands, yet they remain preoccupied with simpler things. Indigenous imps. Special mention must be given to the downside's most prolific native creature, which we call the imp. With all respects to our comrade Haub, an imp himself, possessing of extraordinary intellect, most imps are driven by the simplest impulses: to eat, to drink, to procreate, to move, and to survive. These creatures, then, are symbols of this place. They are far more resilient than they seem, though wild by their nature, they, like all of us, can learn. Haub insists that imps are willing to be put to work. Like other aspects of the downside, they wish more than to exist, but to exist with purpose. Speaking of imps reminds me of the Howlers, particularly. I like this game, and I've obviously praised a lot of it, but some things I would criticize a little bit, which is just weird, what feels like oddly underutilized mechanics. There's two places this kind of came up. One, banishment sickness. It just kind of comes up once as a tutorial thing, like, oh no, someone's got banishment sickness, here's an explanation of banishment sickness. And then once in the entire game, I had 3 people all suffer it at once. And then it never came up again. I'm like, that's a weirdly underutilized mechanic that they took time to implement into the game. Aside from that, there's just the mini-games. There was a mini-game for Faye, and there was a mini-game for Gilman as parts of the story. And I like the ideas of those mini-games because everything else in the game is just doing rites over and over again, and it's kind of cool to have like something that mixes things up, a little in-game mechanic. So I was surprised to find that they never showed up again. There was just 2 of them at the very beginning of the game, and then there was never a mini-game ever again. I'm like, huh, okay. In particular, we have this character that actively threatens to attack us outside of the games, potentially, and so you'd expect more encounters with him in particular. It's interesting. There's no, like, navigate the storm by flying around in your ship, and it'd be interesting if minigames affected the story and stuff like that as we went on. Just thinking out loud, but obviously there's very little to actually complain about in this game, but just thinking about almost the curious absences that come up when you think about it. Here we go. The time has come again to deliver one of your fellow exiles to a homecoming in the Commonwealth, lest your adversaries at the distance achieve the same instead. The lone minstrel has returned and approaches as you await the signal from the stars. There is something I wish to ask you, reader, something which ordinarily would not be my place to discuss in any detail. You have observed the stars. If you would not mind my asking you in such a direct manner, how many liberation rites are you supposing yet remain? That's the same thing I'm thinking. Is this the very last? Perhaps the lone minstrel asks a leading question to break the news that this is your final stand. You guess that perhaps this is to be the very last liberation rite, given that the stars have continued fading and all. But the lone minstrel only shakes his head. Nay, reader, sir, more than one remains, provided that you also count this liberation rite commencing any moment. So there's one more after this one, and that's it? Oh, well now I pretty much know what's going to happen, don't I? I think we're going to do this liberation rite, I'm going to free a character, and then I'm going to have to and then Orlek's going to arrive. And we're going to have another liberation rite immediately, which also fits with the structure of the game lately, because we used to have 3 liberation rites. We used to have 3 normal rites. I forgot what to call them. We used to have 3 rites followed by Liberation Rite, then we had 2 followed by Liberation Rite, then we had 1 followed by Liberation Rite. So it would fit the pattern to suddenly have this one just have no other rites between Liberation Rites. Like we defeat these guys or lose to them, somebody gets liberated, then immediately after that Orlex shows up to face off against us, which would definitely fit the structure. But also, it fits Orlex's plan, because Orlex seems to want to defeat the Nightwings and be liberated, and the smartest way to do that would be to grab the very last Liberation Rite when the maximum number of Nightwings have been liberated, and they might be at their weakest, because our most effective characters might be removed at that point, and that increases his chance of winning. Which is fitting, because I consider Bertrude to be my most powerful character right now, and I'm talking about liberating her. Boy, oh boy. I think I'm still going to do it regardless, but it might lead to him getting out, and that may or may not be bad for the plan. So far, nobody's had a negative impact on the plan, but we have a sample size of 1 so far, which is not great. I wish to make certain that you were aware, so that you and the Nightwings may yet make the most of the remaining time together thus. As to what shall happen once the final Liberation Rite is ended, we soon shall both find out, but lo, it seems that we are called upon once more. Look forth. You know what's going to happen when the last Liberation Rite happens? I'm going to grab all the remaining exiles in my group, and maybe even some other exiles from other groups that get along with us, and the minstrel, and Tizo and everyone, and then we're going to go have a party in Sandra's book. That's what's going to happen.
Reader, I would ask that you think back for just a moment, if you please. When you first looked upon the Book of Rites, think back upon the words that it revealed. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Would that the scribes were here among us still. I will not sing your praises to them, rest assured. I trust that you shall savor this occasion. You shan't have to oblige me for much longer.
Man, he's mad at me a lot. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the dissidents, come forth now and declare yourself and pay any respects you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. He made it! He wasn't subverted or replaced this time around. And he's just cackling to himself because he's just... You said pay respects to us. It's Parker. Oh boy. No. That's not happening. How do you fit your face in that mask though? Like what the hell? That is distinctly not dog-shaped. It still distracts me how much that looks like a lizard face instead of a dog face. Just generally doesn't... I don't know how they fit their snout in there, but we've been over that because Jodariel and many other demons' horns don't match their masks at all. Weird detail. Barker bursts out from some hidden corner laughing as he pauses his mask. Real pleasure to be here, mates. Truly, Barker Ashballs. Ashballs? Barker Ashballs. Call me Barker, though, alright? By the by, it was a real pisser getting here, you know. Begging your pardon, Barker Ashballs. You thusly speak upon the summit of the sacred mountain. Oh my, so terribly sorry to offend you there, lassie. I forgot we got the stars up above there to make me watch the language. So, let's get this one straight, lassie. I don't give a bother for your sacred mountain, so you take it and you shove it. Me and my pack, we're just here for the laughs, you got that? The other side ain't any better than this one, and we ain't interested in our freedom. But just the same, we're gonna get it. Take it from those wee little babes there, so antsy for it. Hear that, you Nightwings? You better put up a good fight here, or I ain't gonna be happy, understand? He shoves his mask back on. Right, come on then, let's hurry up and get this damn thing started. They're just an amusing group. Nightwings, your choice. In whose name shall you conduct the liberation rite? I wish you the wisdom of the scribes in making your decision, reader. And I wish you to come prepare our song with me, Tariq.
Whom shall you attempt to send home
I love
this
that.
time?
I love that. They're just like, we don't even care about freedom because the other side's just as bad as this one, which is something that's reinforced constantly by the story, by the way. We are constantly told over and over again, or at least suggested, that things could be just as bad over there as it is here. And that's only reinforced by Barker's response, generally. But, I love that. I love the spite. It's like, no, but we're gonna take it because we're gonna take it just because these people want it, which is not great behavior for the fate of people's lives and liberation and everything. But there are those people that have wished to do nefarious things with their freedom, whereas these characters are they just want it because other people want it. So here's the permanent upgrade I have: +1 presence. You have a tiny baby presence. You have a tiny baby presence. You have tons of presence. You seem like the no-brainer because you actually have an aura around you and you have a big attack you can send out. So this should make you more dangerous. There we go. And there's quickness. All in, everybody. Boy, oh boy. Dare I should throw even more hope in there? Let's hold on to the hope on the off chance that I'm right about how the next encounter plays out. That's there. Yeah, everyone's set up normally. Here we go, Bertrude. Don't screw up.
Bertrude.
Then now, perhaps at last shall we return whence we came, and there shall we resume our work, if truly we are to return.
Who shall be at her side? Faye.
Thank you for believing me, mister. I want to help my friends. I think Faye has been in every liberation rite of the entire playthrough, but I'm not entirely sure. I think she has. She's just such a reliable character. She can, there's faster characters, there's characters with more mobility, there's characters that have more tricks, there's characters that have weird dashes and teleports and stuff, and like Gilman's is really fast in particular. But Faye and Ruki's just joystick controls are so comfortable that I'm like, I can usually get away with more on them. So I rely on those characters. Sure, let's get her out of here then.
With that out of the way.
Alright then, mates, no more waiting. No more holding back. Let's rip them to shreds. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Commence.
Whee! Got all three of them. You're in trouble now. You're already half down. Oh, there we go. Oh, all three of them are back. Completely undoing the progress I made. Sweet. Oh, there we go. Doesn't matter. Oh, poor Kurz. I like his song's playing over it. That's really funny. His song's playing over the background song and it sounds bizarre. So I like Kurz. They control great, so they fit well with my playstyle. But man, they are so garbage to play against because they just don't have tricks. And screwing me up with tricks is how any AI beats me in this game because that messes with me. But a group of people that just run around, that's easy. What in the... Alright, mate, something has gone right funny after that orb, as I can tell. Better laugh it up while you can, say, eh? Indeed, something strange seems to happen in the celestial orb. It shudders now, as though possessed the same chaotic powers as your adversaries. Did I go 3 of them? Yes, I did.
And there it is.
I don't know what happened to the orb, because it just ended.
The blasted Nightwings proved their worth. As for their adversaries, they did not.
I can't believe I took out all 3 of them in one hit.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus, the scribes have chosen The exile appointed by the Night Wings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds, return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
What a joke. Hero was thinking we're gonna make him cry after all this. Come on, mates. I've Rite had it with this stuck-up place. So let's get out of here already, eh? Bye, Barker. In your chord progression. Thy effort seal our return. He then looks over at you. Reading 1. Surely thou must have known that we have little interest in returning to this place to which we now return. Surely there are those among ye with a stronger preference to look upon its proud facades, with which to our ancient eyes doth merely cause offense. It signifies one of two things, it seems. Either thou seeketh to be rid of us, or more likely thou believeth we shall serve the plan of Sandalwood at greater length in our newfound capacity. 73%. It didn't even go up anymore. It must have to this, right? He looks at you again, intent. We think we know which one it is. Thy efforts seal our return. Then soon we shall resume our work in earnest. Perhaps we shall see ye again, or perhaps not. The shimmer pool whisks her within, as you hear her call out to you one final time. Until whichever outcome. Reading 1. You better do a good job out there. It's the entire reason I let you go. May she return in glory.
Godspeed, Bertrude. The cycle of the rites is nearly at an end.
Oh god, if I'm right about what happens next, it's gonna be Tizo, Volfred, and Faye as a trio. Oh wait, no, Pamitha's is still here, right. Oh, that's good. I don't have to use Volfred at least. But yeah, Pamitha, Tizo, and Faye versus the Orlek if this happens. Oh, but what if you have to use Volfred? No, because surely you could have freed Volfred by now, technically, if you really, really tried, right? Maybe. I'm waiting. Is it gonna happen? You prevailed in liberation, right? Against the dissidents. Already does the Black Wagon feel quieter than usual without Bertrude, who returned to the Commonwealth. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this. I think I learned so much from her, didn't I? Oh, cheer up already, Faye. You wonder who, if anyone, among you shall be next to go. The last light of the stars still shines for us above. At this point, what is to become of our plan needn't be subject to our speculation. I trust that we'll learn from the outcome soon enough. 80%! We got 7% just from Bertrude, which I think is the biggest boost so far from a single character. Well, maybe there might have been more from Hedwyn. I don't remember if we had a percentage yet at that point. Our actions to this point shall pave the way. Perhaps our faith as well. So, let's, for now, focus on this. We stand upon the brink of the last turn of the cycle of the rites. Soon we'll have a final chance to get one of you home. Now, reader, up for a little stargazing. Let's see where on the downside we shall be returning for these final rites. Is there final rites? Is there really? You looked back towards the darkness to look upon the last few stars too stubborn to relinquish their light. Is there really another one? What? Whoa. I didn't think there'd be more liberation rites at all. What's the chance of that? Well now. Isn't that unexpected? The question... Yep, one right into liberation all over again. Unexpected. Okay. So good news is we're already at 80%, but also interesting development. The dissidents are crossed out. The dissidents no longer have any real chance at the freedom before the rites are ended. Is that why they're crossed out? The Fate don't have a chance at freedom, but they're not crossed out. I'm guessing what happened is that after getting that far, I think he might have just disbanded the group. Or maybe not disbanded the group in the literal sense of like not being around each other anymore, but they may have just been like, screw it, who cares about the rights anyway? Because that seems like what the response Barker would have this late in.